So the Republican Party is dead. And yes, I will say this. The Republican Party is dead. And it's not coming back. And it will not be coming back. For good reason. Stick around. So, the Republican Party is dead. I've been saying this for a long time now. That the Republican Party is dead. And we can go back, all the way to the 60s and the Southern strategy, and we can say how the Republican Party basically died when they started accepting racists into the Republican Party and so forth. And yes, I would agree. That could be considered part of the so-called long and, how should I say, existential death of the Republican Party, but it's coming to a head. It's coming to a head. Let me state this quote to you guys. Okay? This guy here, let's just give it a little quote here. By the name of, let's say, Dehydrated Water, I can't say his name correctly, said, "You are confused. It is the left that is committing political suicide. The silent majority is no longer silent." Well, first off, the silent majority is a myth. It's been a myth since 100 years ago to talk about the silent majority as a voting bloc, as a conservative movement, because when you talk of the silent majority as conservatives, they've been loud and proud ever since the turn of the 20th century. And they've been some of the loudest people out there. But the deal is, what I mean by the death of the Republican Party, and what I'm really talking about is that they're not politically engaging. They're not engaging in political elements. They're not engaging in the democratic process at all. And this is going to cost them elections by not engaging in the democratic process. That's what I meant by the GOP in my case, where I stated here that the Republican Party had just lost the Senate because they're not engaging at all in any form of governance. So how could you say that I am confused or that I'm delusional when the literal opposite of this is that the entire GOP is not engaging at all in any form of political. They're not engaging in any form of democratic. They're not engaging in any form of democracy. They're not doing their jobs. And then when I say that they're dead, I mean that they're dead because they're not doing their jobs, and people know that they're not doing their jobs. This is what we get, you see, with the shitheads in the South, with these Republican sort of, goons in the South who say, well, we're going to vote, Republican, like it or not. We're voting for one little thing. We're not voting on multiple different. This is the thing I hate about people who say we're a one-issue voter. No. The issue is if you're a one-issue voter, the problem is you're still going to be voting on 5 different issues. you're still going to be voting for either against or for gay rights. You're still going to be voting for or against, rights for African Americans. You're still going to be voting for or against certain other things. There's so many different things you're going to be voting for or against when you put a politician in there. There's a ton of different things you're voting for or against when you put somebody in there. You're not voting for just one little thing. You're voting for about like 15 or 20 different things. Excuse me. You're voting for a good 20 different things that this one politician is going to put in over the course of the next 4 years. And then if this guy doesn't do shit over the course of the next 4 years, they're a dead politician. They have nothing. They're dead weight. Basically, all the GOP is right now is a dead horse that has become a, what are those things on the front of a, on the back end of a plow that just sits back and then pulls dirt now as the rest of society progresses. It just pulls dirt behind it, and eventually one day it's gonna fucking fall apart. That's what the GOP is. That's exactly what the GOP is. It's collapsing at the seams because the people know the GOP is going to not exist one day. I'm sick of these Republican shitheads. Just thinking that I can't understand the logic behind their mindset. What makes them think the way they think? That, the left is fucking destroying the world when 40% of the United States agrees with socialism, not conservatism. What is going through their fucking mind? I mean, come on, dude. Like, literally, the Republican Party is not popular in the United States. It's the least popular of the two parties. The least popular of the two parties. So come on, man. Come on, man. You know they're going to lose in 2020. You know they committed political suicide by not allowing the Democrats to put witnesses on the stand. You know that. This whole process, I know by the time you guys see this video, they're probably going to allow Trump to get off scot-free. But whatever action they do is going to be political suicide. It's going to be the nail in the fucking coffin for the Republicans. And this whole impeachment trial has been the nail in the fucking coffin for the entire GOP. McConnell knows it. Every single Republican knows it. And they fucking deny it. That's why I love this. I sit back and I laugh at this because these guys know they're going to lose in 2020 if they face somebody like Bernie Sanders. They know it's over if they face somebody like Bernie Sanders. If a Bernie Sanders ran in every single one of these Republicans' districts, it would be over. It would be done. Their entire careers would be finished. We would have a blue wave like we've never seen before. And you know what? The Democrats would have a hypermajority in both houses of Congress. And they know that. They know that. They seriously know that. That's why it's so funny to me. That's exactly why it's so funny to me. That's why we need to get more people out there. We need to get more people like Bernie Sanders out there campaigning, pushing against these people like McConnell and the rest of them. Because we need to get McConnell out of office.
Here we go.
I would like to see what you guys think, comrades. Other than that, you guys can follow me on Twitter, Patreon, Twitch, everything else. All those things are in the description. Thank you. Peace out. Now to figure out how to get to this thing to pause it. Thank you.